gods of Olympus have abandoned me. If all on Olympus will deny me my vengeance, then all on Olympus will die. I have lived in the shadow of the gods for long enough. The time of the gods has come to an end. Zeus, your son has returned! I bring the destruction of Olympus!
Hey everybody, I'm here y'all to talk about something incredible I have found out. You know, I have sources that have told me that there's going to be another God of War. No, it's very certain there is going to be another God of War. After the 5 installments they already have God of War, and God of War 2, The Chains of Olympus, and Ghost of Sparta, and God of War 3, and God of War 4, which is a prequel to supposed to be God of War, Ascension, which I all have. I've been a big, long time fan of God of War. I have been with God of War since the beginning, since they made it. Since they first made God of War on the PlayStation 2, I have been with this series. I love God of War all the way through. But here's the thing though, if they're going to make a new one, there's certain requirements I want them to meet. Like, I want them to make it beautiful. Like, I want them to make it awesome. Like, I love God of War. I love how it was so big, all the action sequences. Like, things just pop out and just get in your mind. See, I love God of War. Things like the boss fights, like Ares and the rest of them. You see, I love God of War. I love it, and I want to see it. Like, I want things to be huge. Like, see, like this, for example. I want things to be just like this. It was just so amazing. It comes popping out right at you, just like this. You know, I really love God of War. It's one of my favorite games. I can't be credible. I hope they go back to stuff like this. Because this part was one of my favorite parts of God of War of all time. And I loved it. Hope when they bring something that feels just like amazing as this does. So just look at that. How all it started was amazing. It's pretty cool. See, exactly. It was cool. That was cool. That was awesome to wait. Look how big it was. Even if it wasn't PlayStation 2. It was one of those moments in gaming where you feel incredible. The moments you will remember forever. When the Minotaur showed up and see how big it is. That moment was awesome. It was one of the best things ever. It was one of the best things I've seen in God of War. One of the things I only want to see in God of War. One of the things I hope they keep in God of War forever. I love that game. I love all those games. I love them all from the beginning. I love the story of Kratos, and I love how it goes. I love that game, man. I cannot express how much I love it. So that's why I want this new one to be good. I want this new one to be eye-popping. I want this new one to be mind-blowing. I want this new one to go the extra leap with the action, with the size and scale of the game it is. I'm not asking for like, oh, God of War free roam. I just want this game to excel because the new gen console systems are out. God of War was phenomenal just the PlayStation 2 itself. Then we have a PS4. It can go even further in the line. That's why I'm waiting for it to happen. It should go further in line. As you seen in God of War, the first one, probably one of my favorite boss fights was in God of War 1, when you had to fight Ares. It showed the size and scale of the people running around. And it showed how big you were. You're so big, you were standing in the ocean, and your feet was on top of the water. That's how huge you were. The game was awesome. And it which brings me to my next point. Towards the boss battles. Yeah, I love the boss battles in the game. The boss battles were awesome. That's what. Which brings me to my next point. Boss battles. As a boss battle in this God of War game was awesome. It was very intense. I loved it. It was incredible. And it was a very fresh experience for me. And it was very good. It was very huge thing for me. If you're a fan of God of War, this boss battle was one of those boss battles that stuck with you for life. It was one of the ones in the game that were pretty awesome. It will eventually be outshined, but when I first saw this, when I first played this, when Kratos showed how smart he was and tricked Zeus, it was pretty awesome for me. I love it. So I think in the new God of War, they should bring more intense stuff like this. This battle was really intense. Everything in it was really intense. So I really hope they bring something back such as this. And the thing that's about to happen, I hope they make it just as awesome as all God of War should be. See, scenes like this, all God of War games should have, which is pretty dang amazing. I loved it. Everybody should love it. It was pretty freaking awesome. Even though it is quick time events, a lot of people don't like quick time events. But personally, if you're a fan of God of War, then you should be used to quick time events by now. But the games are based a lot off of them. See? Now this is one of the moments, one of the defining moments of God of War that makes God of War what it is and what it shaped to me. And look at it. Oh, look at that. You see? That's my point. God of War should be like this. It should be awesome. You know, the endings like this also should define God of War 2 to move on sequels. Like the last one should have an epic ending like this one had right now. See? I really hope they go to the extra mile with the next God of War like this. So yeah, I wish they would do this. Which brings me to another point: the graphics. As expected in God of War, the graphics have upped a bit in each game, which is why I want this next topic to be about graphics. As you can tell, in God of War 1, as a PlayStation 2, the graphics were pretty good. Number 2, the graphics look about the same, but it was upscaled a bit. And God of War 3 blew everybody's mind. God of War 3 was phenomenal. Kratos looked good. He looked like a real person. It's enough to have to animate and make an alien creature or something, but Kratos looks like an actual person. It takes difficult time to map him out. Unfortunately, there is a problem with God of War 3 is the fact that the other characters look totally fake 100%. Kratos looks real, but the rest of them do not. I have to say, God of War 3 really upped the scales of the God of War series. This is what was the hugest one. Even though God of War Ascension is out and their graphics are amazing for that too, God of War 3 still stands out as one of the icons for the PlayStation 3 games. They even PlayStation 3 systems modeled after God of War. God of War is one of the biggest series ever. I love God of War 3. I love playing it. It was one of the best games for me. One of the most awesome games. It had all the action, a whole lot of story packed into it. It was a good game. It had downloadable content for skins and stuff too. Like you play as Deimos in the game, which is pretty awesome. Which I will bring up a little bit later in this video about that. It was so awesome. I love that game. I wish I could see it again. It was incredible. It was awesome. No doubt it was awesome. I would always love to play God of War, and I would love to play it again. Who wouldn't want to play God of War? It was one of the greatest movies ever. It's one of the, games ever. My bad. But here, what you know, not only am I talking about action, I also want story in this. I don't want to be completely all action, punch, fight, sword, this. I want story like, in Ghost of Sparta, which really went deep down in the story. God of War 2 had more story into it, but Ghost of Sparta really reached in there. As for example, there was a scene that I want to. There was a scene in God of War between Kratos and Athena that really stood out to me. See, because I just love this scene. You see why. And like this scene, this talk between Kratos and Athena was a very emotional part. See, I also hope in the game that they add more emotional, deep stuff to Kratos after him being through all he's been through. See, I'm not talking about make it a drama, but still have all the action parts, but make the story deeper, make it care about like this. Ghost of Sparta achieved, and God of War 2 achieved, and by God of War 3, his character's been established in the previous installments. That's why I hope when they bring something even more to his character. I want to see him more. I want to see him develop more. I want to see him be used more. It would have been pretty proper, pretty awesome, and pretty damn cool to see him used that way. I hope they do it, and I hope to God that they will do it. See, I love God of War. I love all of it. I love the story. The story is pretty good. The story is pretty compelling. It's deep stuff. The action is all together. I want them to make it all together and escalate it. I really want them to do this. As you can see, he really feels his heart. He's sad about his brother. He's mad at the gods too at the same time. But it did this just to show he wasn't just some pissed off guy who said, fuck you everybody. He's actually a guy who's been through stuff, has his heart broken, and everything's been betrayed by him. So I hope they bring more of this to the table for the new God of War. Take things in motion. Don't be afraid to go that extra leap sometimes. I think you should do this with the PS4. Since this is on the PS4, things should be phenomenal. It should be going huge. It should be going big. It should be going amazing. It should be doing something great. It should be doing something awesome. It should do something great. Like, it should do a twist 2 on the show. Because, I have said this for a long time and I want it to be ever since they made God of War Ghost of Sparta afterward was the fact that Kratos' brother had died. As you know, Kratos dies many times throughout the series. He comes back, and God of War 3 he kills himself. So obviously he's coming back because why would they make another movie? It cannot be another prequel because what else can they do? If they are making a prequel, I want it to be exact, but I want Deimos to appear in it. But I'm thinking they're gonna make this new movie is gonna happen stuff that happens after the events of killing Zeus and all that. So what I'm wondering is that maybe they can bring Deimos back alive. See, well, one day they should bring Deimos back alive. See, when as you know, I'm gonna show you in a minute when Kratos first met him and explain why they should implement Deimos in there. They should do it. I really think they should. They should have Kratos in there. They should have his mother in there, and they should have all the people in there. They shall. Also, if y'all remember on Ghost of Sparta, Kratos had a brother. See, what I hope they do, another thing I want them to do in this new one is to somehow bring his brother back. As you can see, him and his brother has a lot of conflict, but by the end of the game, they learn to trust each other. And Deimos dies at that point. As you know, Kratos dies a whole bunch of times through the series, and he gets brought back. Can Deimos get brought back as well? This is what I hope they do. I want to see Deimos again. I want to see how he will help his brother. In this game, I want it to be like co-op somehow, and it can be both of them together. See, that's one of the things I hope to see. Hey guys, see, you get what I mean. I want things to be like that. I want things to escalate. I can't stress this enough. If it's coming out on the PS4, coming out on a new system, things need to be bigger, things need to be grander, things need to be more giant. And I can't stress it enough that it needs to be like this. I don't want something to turn out God of War Century. A big audience, people were expecting something huge, but it didn't pass as much as God of War 3. God of War 3 is still better than Ascension. Even though Ascension plays better, it runs better, even has new abilities like the grapple with the sword like that. But still, God of War 3 is still by far one of the better of the games. It's the best of the series, and I love it. I love all the God of War games. I love God of War. I am a diehard fan of God of War. I love everything about God of War. Y'all will know I love God of War. God of War is awesome. I love the movie. I wish I could see it more. I will see it more if I can. God of War is a pretty good thing. I mean, not movie, I mean game. God of War is a pretty good game to me. I give it A+ for each one, except for Ascension. I give that a B-. Same thing with Chains of Olympus. I did not like Chains of Olympus that much. So, I'm awesome. You're awesome, guys. If you have any more comments or any games or any more stuff on the God of War, leave a comment below. And check out my other channel called Aaron Writing. But that's my old channel. What I have, it has more videos than this one does, but it will not be as entertaining as that one is. So remember, it's Aaron Writing. Check my videos out. They're pretty awesome. They're pretty cool. I would love to have you guys subscribe to my channel. Please subscribe. And if you love the picture stuff at the beginning, check it out, because I will add those in every video. Like I said before, it's a new channel, new me, wearing my suit, trying to be entertaining. And like I said before, if you don't like the suit, check it out. Check it out later. See? So, hey you guys, I'm awesome, you're awesome. Please subscribe.